I just finished watching Minions and Monsters, and this is one of those movies where I can see exactly why someone would love it, but I also kept waiting for it to become something better. Before I get into it, like and follow if you're into movie reviews where we actually say what we think. So the movie is basically about two minions, James and Henry, whose friendship takes them on this crazy journey through history, Hollywood, filmmaking, aliens, giant monsters, and just about every random idea you can imagine. Instead of serving villains like the classic minions, they're chasing a dream of making movies. And that's honestly a fun twist. The biggest thing this movie has going for it is its imagination. It throws idea after idea at you. One minute, it's parodying old Hollywood. The next, it's making fun of silent films. Then it suddenly turns into a giant monster movie with aliens and magical creatures. You can tell the people behind it were having fun. But that's also the movie's biggest problem. It feels like it never slows down long enough to make any of those ideas really matter. Instead of building one great story, it keeps jumping to the next joke or the next adventure. By the time I started getting invested in one storyline, the movie had already moved on to something completely different. What I actually liked the most was James and Henry's friendship. That's the emotional core that kept me watching. Whether they're getting kicked out by the other minions, trying to make their first movie, or chasing impossible dreams, you can tell they genuinely care about each other. Those moments work because they're simple. I also like the Hollywood angle. Seeing the minions accidentally become movie stars and then dream about making their own films was probably the strongest part of the movie. It gave the story a little more personality than just another minions cause chaos adventure. Where the movie lost me was the second half. Once the aliens, monsters, and world-ending plot all start piling together, it becomes more about throwing random things on screen than telling one focused story. It isn't boring, it's just messy. Real talk. This movie feels like 5 different animated movies fighting over the same runtime. Some of those ideas are genuinely funny, but together they never fully click. I'll definitely give it credit for trying something different. It doesn't just copy the usual Minions formula, and I respect that. I just wish it trusted its strongest idea instead of constantly chasing the next one. So yeah, for me, Minions and Monsters gets a 6 out of 10. Not because it's bad, and definitely not because it isn't creative, but because underneath all the jokes and nonstop chaos, I think there's a much better movie trying to break out. What did you think of Minions and Monsters? Did the nonstop craziness work for you, or did you also think it tried to do a little too much? If you like movie reviews that don't sound like a press release, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe.